The b divides x. Okay.
Should both the a and b divide the x then?
No. A is a... Do you not remember this? X divided by b minus c. ay plus d. You got to have that memorized. That's what I'm doing. The b divides an x. The a times is a y.
So, the y times the a times the y, not the
Yeah.
y.
Okay, so here's x divided by b. Oh.
All badminton players, please now come to the main door. All badminton players to the door, please.
We're going to work on 11 through 14.
Your expectations.
Page 11 through 14 is the stuff, okay?
Okay, I will try and do that.
You have lots of time between your games.
Okay, that's not gonna happen, but thanks.
Wow.
Did you hear that? 11 through 14 is this stuff. And good luck.
Thank you. I expect you to I don't know. I've never seen you.
Bye, Renee. Bye. Good luck, Amanda. Thanks.
Okay, so remember this is what we're trying to get. Okay, so we're working backwards. What did I originally have that I divided by 3? And then I got a negative 3. So what is this original x? Negative. Negative what? What did you say first?
Negative 1?
Not. Then there'll be a number there. Negative 9 divided by 3 would have given me a negative 3.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
you times the half. What?
So if you want to solve for x, you would times by 3. Okay, ready?
So you times the 3 with the 1/2 or what?
Yeah, you can times those to get back to that. Okay, ready? Here's my question. What did you originally have here and you times it by a half and you got a 4? So what would have to go in this spot? A half of what?
8.
A half of 8. Okay, determine an equation for g of x if it's a transformation of f of x. So that just means this was the original and it turned into that. So when we write it, this is the format we're going to write it in, right? The g of x was us doing stuff to the f function. Okay, remember we're going to have to look and think, what do I see? And when you're looking, you have to look for reflections and shifts, reflections, stretches, compressions before shifts. Okay, look at your F. What's your first instinct that happened? So think anything with a reflection, anything with a stretch, anything that got compressed. Vertical stretch. Okay, so this had a height of 2, and this has a height of 4. So there was a vertical stretch of 2. So I'm going to kind of draw, if I was to stretch this object. I'm going to just kind of lightly draw my little idea of what that would look like if I stretched it. Okay, now looking at my drawing, is there anything else that happened to it? It reflected. If you reflect it, does it end up there? Yeah. So that's a reflect over the y-axis. And that's it. If you stretch it and reflect it, you got there.
But how did you knew that
because you're supposed to have that stuff memorized. That what causes a vertical stretch? An A of 2, right? What causes something to reflect over the y-axis? Which negative is it?
Negative 2.
Which one is negative, the A or the B?
Oh, the B, I mean the A.
The B causes it to move that way. So here's my result. That's my equation. I need to show that it vertically stretched and reflected over the y-axis. Okay, there was actually another answer to that one. Does anybody see, well, I obviously have to stretch it. That's a for sure. Does anybody else know something else I could have done? If I took this shape, I could also do something else to get there. I could move it left. So this coordinate would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. So I could have had that. That would, so you could have done either one and it could have got there, right? Okay. Determine an equation for g of x. So this is my original and this is my new. Okay. Does anybody have a first instinct with what they're seeing? And the first thing you have to look for is, was there any squishing, stretching, reflecting? I think that I can see this.
Yeah.
Do you see that it's kind of like this and then it got like squished inward? Okay, so why don't we look like this? How far apart are those and now how far apart are they?
2 and that one is 1.
Okay, so I horizontally compressed by 2. I can physically see that. What am I going to put into my equation? What am I worried about on a horizontal compress? Which letter? B is going to have to be a 2. Okay, I'm going to draw that. So this coordinate will go from a -2 to a -1. This coordinate will stay. This coordinate was 4 from the axis, so now it's going to be 2. And then
You're going half.
I'm squishing it in. I'm by 2, or like I'm going half of the distance. So I'm going to take this coordinate right there, as in 6, 2, and it's going to move to 3, 2. 6, 2 is going to squish to 3, 2. Okay, so now that you look at this, what else do you want to do to it? I'm going to have to shift it up. How many? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have to go up 3. And then it's good. It's done, right? So I did that, and I got there. So if it's an up 3, there's going to have to be a D. Okay, so we write it like this. The g of x was the f of x with all the stuff that I need.
Isn't it 2? How is it 3? Like you're cutting, like you're going from 6.
This is what I want. I need this point to move there.
Oh.
I need this point to move there. I need this point to move there. I need this point to move there. So how am I moving those points? Do you see it going
Yeah.
up 3? Yeah. So I go f of 2x. That's a compression of 2 and up 3. Okay, number 4, we don't have to do an equation. It just said describe the transformations. So how did we go from the F to the G? So the F was the original, the G is the new. How did we do this? What's your first instinct? Reflect? Okay, so do you understand what that would kind of look like? Do you see my reflection? Can you reflect an object? As in, I took 4, 2, and I went 4, -2. Right? That's what my actual coordinates are kind of doing. So I reflected it over the x-axis. And I still have to get to this one though. What else are you physically going to do? What do you think is next? After you reflect it, you're going to have to go down 1. Okay, so this would be all I would actually be looking for because it just says describe. But let's practice one more time writing an equation. Okay. So
You won't be doing the bottom one, right? You won't be reflecting the bottom one.
I'm reflecting this one. This was my original. Okay, the first thing I did was I reflected it. I flipped it over like that. And then that was this. And then I still had to take that and move down to get to the end. Okay, tell me with this reflect, which one is negative, the A or the B? With how it reflected? Negative A. So negative f of x. And then down 1.